Welcome to Can TV 21 Hotline. Let's talk etiquette. My name is Nathan Wright, and I'm the Executive Director of the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois. And I am so pleased to be with you once again. What do you think about my beard? Huh? Younger guys are wearing beards today, so I said I'm going to grow mine out as well. But we have an exciting show for you today, and I'm just so pleased to be here to talk about the great things we did this summer. Wow, do we have some exciting programs and projects that we did this summer, and I want to share some of that with you. Just as an example, as you well know, we are mentors, and we go out and mentor our young men and our young women. And we had a whole lineup of activities for our young people to do this summer. Aside from golfing, we did that several times this summer. That's a lot of fun, and it gives them an opportunity to see what their skills are about as golfers, future golfers, golfers for the rest of their lives. And then we also took our mentees to a jazz concert. Now, that was something very, very unique for them because, of course, unless they are exposed to jazz, it's somewhat difficult to get them to appreciate it. So we took them to room 43 on 43rd Street, and that was a great outing. Those young people deserved it, they loved it, and now they're jazz aficionados. But that's one of the things we felt was so important as an organization to do for our young people. Now, some of the other things we did this year for our mentees was that we took them to the African Fest. Now, none of our young people had gone to that particular event. And of course, it was very, very enriching for them. They had a great time. We took photos, and we all had a really good time delving into this rich culture that's part of Africa. And so we were more than pleased to take them there. The other event we went to was a carnival. Carnivals are lots and lots of fun, as you well know, for all of those who have gone out and been at carnivals. It's a way to get out there and get involved, and they had custom cars, and everyone had a really good time. But our big event for this summer was our Mentorship Awards Conference, our 2017 Mentorship Awards Conference. And this was really an awesome event. Our young mentees participated. Our board of directors were all involved. And we had some outstanding individuals that we recognized for their contribution to this awesome thing we call mentoring. And just to start with, I wanted to show you one of the certificates that we gave to all of our award recipients. And this is something that they will cherish and really enjoy having in their collection for this special recognition. And I want to start with our group photos so you can get a sense of the people we really celebrated their contribution to mentoring. So let me go and have you take a look at that. Yes. And I know it's a small photo and you may not be able to see it that well, but I'm going to kind of point out the individuals on this picture here. In this picture, this first gentleman here, this is International Ambassador Oscar J. Webb. He's a board member and a longtime mentor and has done tremendous things on behalf of young people. I've known him for 40 years, and he has continually reached out to be a helping hand for other business people, young business people who are trying to get ahead and want to learn some things and receive his mentorship. He's also on the Mozart Foundation. And this board and this organization is really a national organization, and they teach music and art to inner city schools a program that, as you well know, is lacking in the arts and in music. This next gentleman here is another board member here. This is Joseph Perry, Sir Joseph Perry, an outstanding artist in his own right, a businessman, just a tremendous asset to the board of directors of the Etiquette Foundation. This next gentleman here is one of our awards recipients. This is Reverend William H. Copeland. He is an awesome pastor, well recognized as a mentor in the Kankakee community, and we were so pleased to have him come up to Flossmoor to participate in our awards program. Next to him is Dr. David Morgan. Dr. David Morgan is, I'm trying to make sure I got my pen pointed correctly. An outstanding servant of the community, just recently retired from the board of District 227 in Flossmoor, and a writer, a poet, just an awesome individual, has mentored many. And in fact, the new superintendent there, he mentored him, and this young man is just going to be an awesome servant to our young people, our children, our students. And so Dr. Morgan, we was really, really pleased to be able to give him this recognition. Next to him is an outstanding young man here, for which we just so pleased to have Mr. Lawrence Griffith. And this young man here is of Digital Factory, Inc. This organization is one of the big tech companies in the Chicago area, and he is a superstar in the high-tech community. And we were certainly very pleased to give him an award for the many that he has mentored and helped rise up and be great people in society. This next gentleman here is another outstanding young man here. He's not quite as young, but he's an outstanding servant of the community. His name is Reverend Dr. Winston Johnson, and just an awesome individual. He has a mentoring program at his church, Christ United Church, and so we're extremely pleased to have him as one of our awards recipients. And of course, next to him is myself, and the next to me is Sir Peter Buckley. He's the chairman of the board, and this is him over here. He's the chairman of the board of the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois, and has been with us from the very, very beginning. So we're extremely pleased to have his participation in our organization. And the last young person over here that's my son, Stephen Wright. What a great man. He's doing all the right things, and I am so proud of him for the things he does every day to make a difference in our young people's lives. And so with that, we just so pleased to be able to have such an outstanding group of award recipients for our first annual mentorship conference. And it was held in Flossmoor at the Flossmoor Library out there, and they were so gracious to allow us to use that facility, and we had such a wonderful time. Now, to go back to it for one moment, I wanted to show you the two board members that's in the very front here. This is Miss Alicia McWilliams, an outstanding educator, an individual that's just a tremendous service to the community. She is also a mentor of young women, and she does an outstanding job with her young girls. Next to her is Dr. Hoy, Cosette Hoy, another outstanding woman in the community, a servant to the community. She is also a mentor of young women, and we're so pleased that she's another individual that's on our board. So you get a sense of the kind of quality of people we wanted to recognize for this first annual mentorship conference. And so we're looking to do this each and every year going forward. And the reason we wanted to place focus on this term, mentorship, and as you well know from previous shows that you may have watched here at Cannes, we've continuously promoted mentoring. And that's, to me, a very, very important aspect of how we change the conditions in our community. Right now, there are over 500 and some people have been shot to death in Chicago. It may break the record from 2016. And we have to come up with a way that we can address this issue as a community. And we firmly believe mentoring is one of those avenues that can make a difference in our young people's lives. And so this is why this subject is so, so important to us as an organization, mentoring. And so we have started back another organization that we started about 4 or 5 years ago with our mentees. And that organization is called Youth Saving Youth Foundation. And I wanted to just give a shout out to our mentees who are now resuscitating that organization and bringing it back to life. And the president of that organization is Mr. Cardell Alexander, our technical advisor and technical support person right here at CAN. And you've seen him, I think, on one or two occasions, but I do have a photograph of him here, okay, that I'm going to share with you. And also with that organization, Youth Saving Youth Foundation, is the vice president. That's Mr. Kenneth Watson. He's 14, and Mr. Alexander is also 14 years of age. So we are raising up a group of leaders, outstanding young men who is listening to our tutelage and learning from the elders in the community about the importance of having good manners and good values and to be a leader in the community. And so we want to start them young so that we can nurture that leadership quality that they have in them. The next young man that's on that in that organization is Archie Lewis. He's the secretary. It has a secretary. And we're very proud of him for his participation in resuscitating that organization. And the last is Jalen Pitts, and he's 13, and such an awesome young man, and he's going to do great things with his life, and all of them are going to do great things with their life. So we're very, very pleased to have this young group of young leaders that we have the opportunity to nurture and help them succeed in life. And so we're going to continue to report on them and the things they're doing. And in fact, I may very well invite one to be my guest on this very show so you can have an opportunity to see this young man and engage with him in some dialogue. But I'm going to go back for a quick minute to the overhead because I want to share some of these other pictures with you that was taken at the conference. This is another great photograph here. And this is Mr. Lawrence Griffin right here. He was the recipient for our awards program. Next is, of course, Dr. William H. Copeland Jr. from Kankakee, awesome minister, great servant to the community, and this is him right here. And he was so pleased to be honored in this fashion. We was equally pleased to honor him. Just an outstanding individual. And of course, a photograph of Dr. Winston Johnson. This is him right here. He's at the Christ United Church, and they have a mentoring program there, and he brought some of his mentees with him on this occasion. And they did a rap on mentoring, which was extraordinary to say the least, but it was very, very well done by them. The next here is Dr. David Morgan, and this is this gentleman right here, a scholar in the first degree, an author, has written several books, have served the community in such an exemplary fashion. And that when I had a conversation with Dr. Morgan about him being a recipient, he was so excited. And just an awesome human being, a humanitarian in the first degree. And we were so pleased to have him as one of our recipients. Lastly, I wanted to show this photograph here. Let me turn it around. Of our mentees and host of the conference. And as you can see here, this is Mr. Cardell Alexander. And he's 14. He's the president of Youth Saving Youth Foundation. Of course, next to him is myself. And then the young man in front is also 14. And this is Kenneth Patton. And he is an awesome young man. And he's going to do great things with his life. Next to him is a young man that's been with us for several years. And we've had the opportunity to do many things with him. And his name is Justin Austin. And he was our technical person for the event. And of course, my son is there on the far side of him. And so it was a pleasure to work with these young people, to see how organized they were and to see how they made such an impact on the outcome of the conference. They were greeters. They did everything. They helped on every level so that this event would be a super success. And it was that indeed. Now, I want to just kind of cover a couple other subjects with you going forward, because we feel this violence in our community is really, really a serious thing. And unfortunately, of course, we have to send out our condolences to the family and the victims in Las Vegas. What a monumental tragedy. And we feel just as strong here in Chicago about the level of violence that we are experiencing, have been experiencing for a number of years. So here at the Etiquette Foundation, our solution is to mentor and to teach etiquette. We believe to stop the violence, teach etiquette. That will do it, because what does etiquette do for a person? It gives them a foundation of who they are as a human being. It gives them lessons and understanding what is required of you to be civilized in this society. And so if a child is taught etiquette, they will learn some things about themselves and about the society they live in that will guide them, that will help them understand what is correct behavior, what is morally correct in terms of their behavior, so that they can live a life of nonviolence, exemplary, excuse me for trying to get that word out, exemplary life. And that's what we believe they will become if they are taught etiquette. And so we are teaching etiquette all over the county, and we're looking to expand our program going forward and teach more of our young people. That is what's missing in the educational equation. If you teach etiquette 1 hour a day, I guarantee you none of those children will grow up to be killers. And that's documented in every way you can imagine. This is what this society is based on. We are humane, we are civilized, and oftentimes we do things that are uncivilized. And so we believe that this will reduce the violence in Chicago. So what are we going to do? We're going to devote the last half of this year to promoting 2 disciplines. And future shows are going to be addressing those 2 basic disciplines. And so we've entitled it Etiquette-Centered Mentoring. Okay? Etiquette-Centered Mentoring. So what does etiquette-centered mentoring represent? Now I put a few points here together to give you an example of what the subjects are going to be about going forward for our future shows. Example, etiquette-centered mentoring is teaching your mentees the power of contriteness. Yes, I teach my mentees the power of conciliation and contriteness. This is a great way to resolve conflict and disputes. Okay? Another one, etiquette-centered mentoring is alerting your mentees on the perils of technology. You see our kids are getting so addicted into technology. You see them playing these games called Mortal Kombat. Okay, and what does that do for the spirit of a young man who's played that game hours and hours and hours? Okay? One of the other things we're going to add to this etiquette-centered mentoring is etiquette-centered parenting. Yes, etiquette-centered parenting. So in other words, as a parent, you want to bring etiquette into your philosophy and into your teaching of your child so that your child will have a better sense of what it is to have good manners, what it is to be a moral, ethical person, to have good character. So if, as a parent, I raised my son using this very philosophy. Etiquette-centered parenting is a discipline that we as an organization want to share with you so you can have a better sense of what it is to be a parent using etiquette. And etiquette is the foundation of our humanity. It's nothing that's foreign to you or made up. It just needs to be incorporated into your intellectual discourse with your child. I'll give you another example on parenting. Etiquette-centered parenting does not include being your child's friend. Now, we did a whole show on that. Okay, so you have a good sense of that. Another one, etiquette-centered parenting is placing less focus on fun and games, but more on education and social cultural development. In other words, instead of having fun and games being all your child is about, having fun, playing games, let's spend some of that time educating your child on some of the richness of our culture. And it's right there on YouTube. You can find almost anything from music to documentaries. Everything is there. Spend more time with your child doing those activities as opposed to playing, having fun and playing games. Etiquette-centered parenting is a 20-year program on teaching your child moral values. Yes, 20-year program on teaching your child moral values. That's crucial. Etiquette-centered parenting is teaching your child social values. The system we live in today, the world we live in today, is teaching our children all kinds of unethical values. Okay? I have a caller. Caller, you on the air?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Hey, Miss Wright, this is Steve. How you
Hey,
doing?
Steve, how are you? I'm glad you called. I
Yes,
wonder, were
always
you aware that we were back on
listen.
the air today?
I'm always look and listen at what y'all always have to say. But just getting to something, and we have talked this over the years, again, it all starts at the center of the house, and that's the parents. But
Centered. You're
again,
right.
how
You're
many
right.
times have
That's
we
it.
have
That word centered.
Yes.
Yes.
How many times we have spoke this? What happens when the parents don't have the teaching skill? What do that child do then?
Right.
Again, there's so many things that I think need to be addressed with that, and also not just for where the kids could go and learn, but also where the parents could go and learn also so they can learn to teach. I
Yes.
mean, you never get too old to learn. You
You
never
do
get
not.
too old to
You do
teach.
not.
And one thing for sure, you never get too old to not to listen. So
Right.
again, you have a lot of
Appreciate that.
segments of this. I think it'll be a wonderful season for you. I see
Absolutely.
you riding by yourself today.
Yes, I'm here by myself today,
Yeah, but
unfortunately, but
your
it'll be all
teammate.
good.
Yeah, y'all all go be good. But
Yes.
listen, I don't want to hold a show, but I just want to let you know I will always be there to listen to y'all guys.
Thank you,
All right,
Steve.
so listen,
Appreciate you.
I want you to have a great day,
Thank
safe
you.
night,
Yes.
and we go continue to keep on conversing about this.
Yes,
And let
sir.
me get out the air so I
Okay.
can hear your response. And
Thank,
thanks for taking the call.
thank you, Steve. We do have a parent etiquette training program. We teach parents how to teach their children manners and morals. and we call it our Parent Etiquette University. So here's our information. Please give us a call, reach out to us with an email. We'd be more than happy to see you, talk to you, engage with you at your church, at your school, wherever we can engage with you at. I'm on Facebook, so for those who are on Facebook, Nathan Wright, you can find me on Facebook. And we're looking forward to having an outstanding season with you. And I want to thank you again for the time and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.